Alright, with this video here, I'm going to show you is not necessarily how to clean your AR, but the 3 troubled areas I found while cleaning my AR. And the first troubled area I find is this bolt, especially the bolt tail here. You get a lot of carbon buildup, especially if you are using some of the steel cased ammo like Wolf. They're very dirty ammo. It builds up real quick. And you get a lot of carbon that just builds up along the stem, and especially along this area right here. And that carbon is pretty hard to get off. I don't care what kind of solvents you use, what kind of brushes you have. I even have a real brass brush, and that really does not work too well. So I looked around and found a couple different products, and one of the ones I liked was this tool here. It's from G&G Tools. It works really well. Basically all you do is stick your boat tail into the little hole here, slide it in to the end, and you can see there's a scraper blade on there, and that scraper blade is the same curve as your bolt here, so it's not going to cut into the metal or anything. And you just twist it back and forth, and that carbon comes off pretty easily, and it really is a time saver. It doesn't get 100% of the carbon off, but it does get most of it off. And from whatever carbon is left down there, this tool folds out like this, and they give you some scrubby pads. And basically all you do is put the pad in, put the bolt in, fold the pad over, and just apply some pressure onto the top here, and just go back and forth, and any of the carbon that you didn't get is going to come off using this pad. I just cleaned this not too long ago, but you can see this boat tail is really clean. No carbon on it, and like I said, it's a real time saver. I know it usually takes me at least an hour to totally clean my rifle after I go shooting. So any time I can save by using a tool like this, especially when it works as well as it does, I think is a good investment. So this is the first trouble area I find. The second is in a bolt carrier where the bolt seats into. If you ever look inside it, there's like a little shelf almost where it meets the end here. And you get a lot of carbon that gets built up inside of there. And it's a very hard area to get into to clean. So the carbon likes to build up in there. And having the carbon build up on the boat tail and inside here in the carrier, like I said, especially using that Wolf ammo, I think is probably one of the main reasons why I was having malfunctions, especially failure to eject rounds. I think it was that carbon was building up, and the rifle wasn't cycling properly. So once I really started cleaning the carbon off of these areas here, I haven't had a problem since shooting the Wolf ammo. So I think that's definitely something that helped out, is having a clean rifle, especially in these troubled areas. There's a series of brushes that I bought that came in a package. And this brush in particular here is designed to go on the bolt carrier. You can see there's a little smaller brushes in the front, and then it winds out in the end, and that just fits right into there, and it sticks out. I don't know if you can kind of see it past that little shelf in the end. So with a good solvent, and you put this brush in, and you spin it around a few times, that gets a lot of the carbon out, but it doesn't get all of it out. So there is another tool that they make, and it's basically a scraping tool, and it slides in the end, and you'll scrape out any carbon that you couldn't scrape out using this brush. But I don't have that tool yet, so I'm thinking about buying it, but right now all I've used is a small screwdriver. And I wouldn't recommend using a screwdriver or anything, but I'm not very aggressive when I do scrape off that bottom shelf over there. So I'm not scraping the sides up. I'm very careful when I do that, and there's not a lot of carbon left anyway after I clean it. So I'm kind of cheap, so I probably will break down and buy that scraper, but like I said, I wouldn't recommend using a screwdriver, but that's what I use right now, and it seemed to work out pretty good. So that's the second area I found. And then the third area is another trouble area that it's kind of hard to get into, and that's the chamber. As you can see, there's really no easy way to get in there, but with this series of brushes, they give you this one, and this one is designed for the chamber. It works pretty good. Use whatever solvent you want. I usually use Happy's number 9, and you slide it down in there, and it'll fit into the chamber, and you spin it around a few times, and it does get most of the carbon out, but it doesn't get all of it out. So again, I kind of resort to my trusty screwdriver, and I can't get all of it out, as you can see. I mean, it's just tough to get into. And again, I'm very careful scraping. I am not putting a lot of pressure on. I'm just kind of following the edges and getting whatever carbon that these brushes couldn't get out. So I'm not putting a lot of pressure on there. I'm just doing it very easily, and just to knock out some of those hard deposits that couldn't get out. But you can't get, like I said, all these areas out. So I'm not sure if there's a scraping tool designed for that chamber. But doing the way I've been doing it, I'm getting most of my carbon out. And like I said, I've really reduced the number of malfunctions I've had, especially shooting the Wolf, which is really the only malfunctions I've had is when I shoot the Wolf or the Tula ammo. And I really don't shoot the Tula ammo anymore, just for the pure fact that I don't know, I don't find it too much where I go buy my ammo anymore. Anyway, I'd stick with the Wolf. I don't have a problem shooting the Wolf, but I have been shooting better grade ammo, and I've never had a problem as far as a misfire with any other type of ammunition so far. But I think the key really is to have a clean firearm. And those are the 3 trouble areas I had, and that was the bolt, tail, a lot of carbon buildup. Again, I've used this tool from G&G Tools. I think it was $30. It's definitely a time saver. The second area where the bolt goes into the bolt carrier group. Again, I bought these series of brushes, and they work out very well, getting most of the carbon out, and whatever I couldn't get out, I used my screwdriver. And then the chamber itself. So, I mean, every part of your firearm really needs to be clean, but these are the troubled areas I found, and once I've addressed them, I really haven't had a problem as far as malfunctions. So, hope this helps. You can always leave a comment and see if I can answer it for you, or if you want to add anything to that. Feel free to leave any comments you may want. Thank you for watching my video.